up, little light bulbs? Oh my, what has happened here? That doesn't go there. All right. I'm literally so white I look like a ghost, which I guess is fitting for this video. So today I have a spooky story for you. This is a real life story. This really happened to me. So let's just get right down to it. When I was a little kid, I used to see dead people in my house. It's 100% true, and I know this because I remember it. I saw it with my eyes and it's still in my brain. And of course my parents like told me other little stories that I don't remember, but I do remember the ghosts and what they looked like and what was happening when I saw them. So I was very small. I don't actually know what age I was. I think maybe starting out I was still in diapers, and I'm not sure how long we lived there, so bear with me. So I was living in this house with my mom, dad, and my older sister. My older sister lived in the upstairs bedroom, and me and my mom and dad had bedrooms downstairs. When I first moved into this house, I was super young, so I was like still sleeping with my mom and dad, but at some point I got my own room. So I have memories of seeing 3 ghosts. 2 of them I only saw together, so I guess we'll count them as one. So I'll start with a couple because my memory of them isn't as vivid, but I think they were the first people I saw. So in my house, there was like the front door, and then right next to the front door was like a coat closet, and then it was like all up on this like little platform thing. So the memory I have of this couple is they were standing on said platform, and the lady was like leaning over, waving at me, or like talking to me, or maybe like motioning for me to come over or something. That is the one memory that has like stuck in my head. It's just this couple, they're standing side by side on the platform, and the lady's kind of leaning down to my height and waving at me. Sorry for all the noise, that's my ferret back there making a fucking commotion. Anyways, back to my story. What's weird about this ghost couple is they looked like my parents, or I thought I did because I was small and I didn't know anything. I don't remember the guy as well, but the girl had like long red wavy hair, and she wore this like long blue dress that was like floral print. And I wasn't scared of them at all. Like I would talk to them because I thought they were my mom and dad. And apparently I would like get conversations mixed up with my real parents and these ghost parents. Like I would be talking to my real parents about something that they never actually talked to me about, or I'd get mad that they keep like bothering me when they haven't like talked to me in like an hour, and I'm like, leave me alone. Cause like I didn't understand that it was separate beings. But yeah, they didn't scare me at all. That scared my parents though, that I was seeing this couple, and this couple was like actively talking and interacting with me. No one else in my family ever saw anything. My dad used to feel and hear things like people talking and things opening and closing, but my mom and my sister didn't feel anything. They're not very like intuitive. Another thing that happened in this house, I remember my things would like go missing, or they'd be in different places where I didn't put them, and I'd like be pissed about it because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little feisty. Like I don't like people to touch my stuff or like mess with what I'm doing, so it like really irritated me that someone was moving around my stuff like without my permission. And so I would tell my parents about it, and they would think like just I'm like a little kid and I didn't remember putting my things away. But it wasn't that. My things were being moved around. I remember it. Little baby Light was so pissed about her things being touched and no one taking her seriously. The next thing is kind of creepy, but I remember when I got my own room, I would be asleep, and then I would wake up and my nose would be like basically touching the ceiling. Like I came out of my body and was like floating up there. And that's not just a story I told my parents and they're retelling to me. Like I remember waking up and there being like this, like right in front of my face. Another thing that happened to me when I was sleeping that I also didn't like is I think I would be having like sleep paralysis. Like I couldn't move or open my eyes, or maybe I was too scared to. I don't totally remember why I didn't just like get up, but it would feel like there are little hands all over my back, like itty bitty elf hands, that's what I call them. And then they would pick me up and like march away with me. So I could feel like all their fingers touching me, and then them like walk in like a steady pace, like walking away with my body. Now as an adult, like I have no idea what that was. I don't know if it was like sleep paralysis, if I was astral projecting, I don't know. I hope little elves weren't moving around my body when I was asleep, because that's terrifying. So I saw one more entity while I lived at this house, and I got a couple stories for you on him. The little light called him the Dark Man. And if that's not creepy already, then I don't know. So my first memory of him, I'm almost positive I was like still in diapers. In the house, there was like carpet in the living room, and the dining room was hardwood floors. So there was like a separation. And I remember I was right at the separation on the hardwood floors, and I was like crawling, and I suddenly see these big boots right in front of me, like in my way. And it's the Dark Man. So I look up and it's just this huge guy wearing like big black boots, floor length black trench coat, and like a detective hat. That's how I described him to my parents. I thought he looked like an old old-timey detective, but he was all in black and I could never see his face. By the time I would like start looking at his face, he would like turn to smoke. He would dissipate into the air. So my mom told me a story that one time we were sitting on the couch and she asked me to go upstairs to get my big sister. So I go to the stairs and I like halt right before the first step and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't want to go up there, that guy's standing right there. And so she's like freaked out and she goes over there thinking like someone broke in or my sister snuck a boy in, and she goes over there and of course no one's there. She's like, what are you talking about? There's no one there. And I'm like, Mom, yes there is, he's standing right behind you. She was shook. If my kid said someone was standing right behind me when no one was, they're being put up for adoption. But the most interesting part of the dark man is I've made a video similar to this before telling this story, like when I first started my YouTube, and I was looking up like pictures to put in the video and I came across this thing called the Hat Man. The Hat Man is literally the dark man. So when I was looking at these pictures, I was just Googling like fucking ghost man hat, like shadow person, and Hat Man came up. So the Hat Man is an entity that people see when they have sleep paralysis, and it usually really scares people. I didn't see him when I had sleep paralysis. I wasn't that scared of him, but the description of him is exactly what I saw, which is like, I've had this memory as long as I can remember. Like, it's one of my first memories and other people have seen it. I thought it was just like this entity in my house, but it's like a real thing that people everywhere see. Like, what? Anyways, I thought that was like really cool to have some kind of confirmation on it. Even though like I remember it, now I can point at something and be like, that's him, that's what he looked like. So yeah, the Hat Man is a thing, but to me, he'll always be the dark man. He'll always have a spooky place in my heart. And to be honest, I thought of like going back to that house or writing whoever lives there a letter and be like, yo, do you see dead people or not? But I think if they don't, that might just really scare them. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below if you've ever experienced anything like this, because I thought it was really common, but maybe not. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you and I'll see you next time.